want to welcome all of you to beautiful El Dorado Park West. We have over 700 acres for the whole park. And I do want to, we have so many people to introduce or at least recognize, so bear with me. But also, we always start all of our programs with the Pledge of Allegiance. And I have this young lady over here. Lucy, I had her written down. Lucy Brower from Coverly Elementary. She's going to be graduating into the 5th grade, and she's going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Lucy, it's all yours.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So put your hand or hat to your heart, and we begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, all nation under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Lucy. All right, she did great.
Great job. Thank you.
All right. So I'm Brent Dennis. I serve all of you as your Director of Parks, Recreation, Marine, and Animal Care Services, and I'll be the MC. But I do want to welcome all of you. I see a lot of familiar faces, so I'm going to welcome you back to this park. Now that the fence and the wall is down, the community's already been enjoying, a nice leisurely walk around the brand new duck pond. So welcome back. I know it's interesting timing that while today, or at the end of the day for June 27th, may be a little debatable, I think there's no debate in that this is the shining spot in El Dorado Park today. So, yeah. So we're always honored when it works into his very busy schedule. He's like an international traveler right now. And I think he'll be going to Paris here in the next month or so. There's that little thing called the Games over there. But it's always a really great honor to have the leader of our city join us with welcoming and what? Oh, that's right. Thank you, Mayor. I'll be introducing Mayor Rex Richardson shortly. So I'm a terrible MC. So we did a little photo up here earlier, so I'll give you a shout out to those people. So Chris Garner, who's the director of Long Beach Public Utilities, very instrumental through the water department in helping make this project possible. So we're really glad Chris is here. Also, okay. I have so many names. Let's just wait till the end. When I do the Carol Burnett pull the ear, then we'll all clap. So, okay. The city manager's office is represented here. Tom Modica would have loved to be here, but he's taking a well-deserved vacation over to his family's homeland, Germany, with his kids. So he'll be back late Sunday. But Tom sends his congratulations to the team and the community for celebration of this brand new duck pond. But our assistant city manager, who's been doing an excellent job leading the city in Tom's absence, is April Walker. And I know she's here somewhere over here. Thank you, April, for being here. And I know another assistant city manager, or a deputy city manager, who was very involved when she was working for Parks, Recreation, and Marine, Meredith Reynolds. I'm not sure if she was able to be here, but I want to give her a shout out also. And then Nancy Villasenor, she was actually leading our park planning and partnerships efforts. She's at Public Works now, but she was very instrumental in advancing it. And now Sherilyn Beatty is in an acting role with our park planning and partnerships team. So I'm really glad that they're here today. Raul Martinez and the park maintenance team, Mike Tierney, they came out here all day yesterday. They power washed the sidewalk. And when you come back to the duck pond, you know that our feathered friends do leave gifts occasionally. So they're going to do their best to keep the sidewalks clean. But they came out and they painted all the picnic tables and edged around. So let's hear it for park maintenance. They do a great job. Okay, this next group, and again, I can't give all their designations, but I just call them the wildlife lovers and environmentalists. They're the people that really care about everything green and wild in not just the city, but in particular this park. So I know Mary Parcell is here with the Audubon Society. Mary, glad you're here. And also, I'm going to give a shout out to Corliss Lee and Ann Cantrell, Anna Christensen, Linda Slauson, and Jill Brennan. They've been great champions and advocates. They care about this duck pond. They keep a watchful eye on it. And they have my phone number, and I hear from them whenever there's a concern. So thank you, ladies, for your attention to everything green and wild here. Partners of Parks is represented by a lot of people. I know Trinka Rouzo, who's our outgoing executive director. She's here. And then our new executive director, Ashley Jones. Welcome aboard. This is day 4 for her. And then I think Ron Antoinette, who's one of our board members. He's back here. He's here. And forgive me if somebody else has shown up during our little intermission that I missed in that regard. Also, I know our colleagues at Public Works. Eric Lopez is my colleague, fellow director. He's on vacation, but he came here today. He lives in the neighborhood. So Eric's over here. Thank you for your leadership. And then his, I call it his second in command, Marilyn Sarakis, will be speaking on behalf of Public Works a bit later. But they really have a great team working closely with our PRM team to do great projects like this. And then Marvin Mai is with SOMAS. He's been out here every day and he's here with his son, just project managing the heck out of this project. So we're really pleased that he's here. Elected officials. So I do know that Herlinda Chico, who's one of the trustees at the City College, I believe she's here somewhere. So over here, welcome Herlinda. And our Parks and Recreation Commission, I did encounter our chair, Bob Livingston. He's here. He's way in the back, but welcome, Bob. And then Charlene Higa is also one of our commissioners. She's here with her family, so we're glad that you're here also. You'll hear this project connected to the golf course, and Gary Johnson leads American Golf, and I think he was going to try to stop by, but anyway, we appreciate him, and I'm sure I'm missing somebody. Oh, so the history of getting here to today involved a lot of really interesting, you can't make this stuff up lists. So we had flightless birds that our nature center led by Megan O'Neill, and Britt is there over at Animal Care now, but I want to give a shout out to Animal Care. They helped with relocating all the turtles. Yeah, we had hundreds of turtles that we needed to find a new home for. So, our shout out to Animal Care. Sorry. I think I probably missed somebody there. So my executive assistant, Jen Roberts, is here somewhere. I wouldn't have been here on time and been as organized if not for her. So I wanted to give her a shout out also. And let's see. Mayor, I think I got through everybody. So going back to what I thought was the flow of my agenda, let me introduce the mayor of this fine city of Long Beach, Mayor Rex Richardson. Welcome, Mayor. Thanks for that. All right. Appropriate stuff. Good. Let me get all this out of here.
All right. Let's hear it for Brent Dennis and the incredible team, Long Beach Parks, Recreation, and Marine. And thank all of you for being patient. It is hot out here today. I should have wore a lighter jacket. And I will tell you, we probably need to put in the budget some solar-powered generators and move away from the gas-powered generators. Noted. This is an exciting day. It's a beautiful day. This is a beautiful project. I'm just stunned by how beautiful it is and the debate about what that hawk is. Is it a chicken hawk? Is it a gold-haired something? Right? I hadn't heard chicken hawk since Looney Tunes. But I just want to congratulate your community, congratulate Councilmember Supernaw, who's doing a great job. And this is, I'll tell you, this is a transition from Councilmember Mungo, who we were elected at the same time back in 2014 to the city council. So she worked really hard to bring this to fruition. So it's so good to see you after all this time. I will tell you, there were some problems with this space. That's what justified the project, to address water leaks, to improve just the overall flow, the water quality in the space, create a reclaimed water irrigation center. And the project, it had some challenges. And it's not for the reasons you might think. It's mostly because of the ducks. Because ducks are hard-headed. They don't listen. They like to wing it. Dad joke. Nailed it. All right. But you can see the results of all the incredible work, and Brent did a good job with naming and acknowledging all the folks that made a contribution. And I want you to know this is really what the spirit of collaboration looks like. It was our local community. It was Measure A, which is our local infrastructure measure. We also got support from the state of California, Department of Parks and Recreation's Office of Grants and Local Services, for the Land and Water Conservation Fund. That was $3 million. We got Measure W money, 2.8 million bucks, Measure W. We got $1 million from Long Beach Utilities. What other utility helps deliver projects like this? Long Beach Utilities. That's why it's so great that we have our own local municipal utilities. Long Beach is independent. We're a very independent city. Own police, fire, health department, utilities, is so we can collaborate to deliver results like this for our communities. Others, their fate really depends on many other agencies, but we control a lot of that here. So this really is a testament to that spirit of collaboration. Also, we want to recognize LA County Proposition A for $300,000 and our local public works department in one-time funds of $500,000. So thank you so much to all of the funders to help and deliver this project. But again, most importantly, it's really about you. It's really about the community. This is a wonderful space that we have for our community to enjoy the beauty of our own local nature. I'm excited to bring my own children here to experience this place. We're trying to get to every park in Long Beach with my kids, and this hasn't been open. And so now we have a new space for my own family to come and visit. So I hope you all enjoy this space as much as I will. I know that many of you will. So thank you so much, and I'll pass it back on to Brent. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Mayor Richardson. So I am really glad that he did remind us that before redistricting and prior leadership, Stacey Mungo was doing a phenomenal job in helping oversee. Yeah, here's for Stacey for overseeing high priorities like park maintenance and beautification and environmental issues. So Stacey, we're thankful for you. And then again. I know this next gentleman has a lot of great lines about redistricting, but prior to redistricting, the Nature Center was always part of Councilman Supernaw's district, and he somehow counted the votes of ducks and squirrels, as I recall. Well, yeah. So anyway, let me introduce Councilman representing District 4, Daryl Supernaw. Welcome, Daryl.
Okay, thank you, Brent. And before I introduce my wingman, I apologize for my voice. It's not working quite right today. I was up late practicing duck calls, and I think it damaged my vocal cords. But anyway, yeah, I also want to give a shout out to Stacey Mungo. This is about the smoothest transition I've ever seen in any type of council dealings. And also, she's a 5th District resident and voter now, so I want to really praise her. 4th, yeah. I'm sorry, I slipped up there. But she did a great job of representing the 5th District when El Dorado Park was in the 5th, and that made it so much easier for me. Anyway, so the man of the hour here is Luke Skyducker, as one of 4 backyard domesticated ducks in the city of Long Beach. He and his duck friends find great pleasure in visiting schools to share about their role in the ecosystem, their general anatomy, and all about their diet. So Luke's message to our community is simple. Ducks should not be fed bread, rice, or other starches. And Luke was telling me that on the way over here this morning, he stopped at Stater Brothers to pick up some frozen peas. And he took them up to the counter, and the clerk said, that'll be $1.99. And Luke said, I don't have cash, I'm a duck. And the clerk said, well, what do you expect me to do? And Luke said, just put it on my bill. Hey, the mayor isn't the only one here with gag lines. Anyway, Luke's final message is about domestic ducks. They should never be dumped at our ponds as they can't fly. They aren't generally accepted by wild ducks, and they usually don't survive the predators. So we want to thank Luke for joining us today, and his handler, Kathy. Thank you for being here. And the 4th District is going to retain Kathy to visit all of the schools in our 4th District and give that message to everyone. I know people have asked about enforcement, but I would like to have a rigorous education plan. I really think that when you see the moms out here with bread, I don't think they would be doing that if they knew better. So we're going to try to educate everyone on the proper handling of ducks. Is that okay, Luke? All right. Anyway, thank you all for being here today, and go forth. Okay, come on, let's go. Okay, on the street.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I won't put this on my bill. Um, and not my idea of appeasement either. So, anyway, they'll eat that later. So, Councilman, thank you. Education is really, really important. And I know, I've been over here the last few mornings and people are really enjoying, the walk around the pond. It's a throwback to 2022. So actually 22 months ago is when the pond was kind of secured by the fence and construction started. So for me, it seems like 22 years ago because it's so popular. El Dorado Park, was really the brainchild and vision of a lot of great leaders. And Councilman Supernaw, about a year and a half ago, took the initiative. We have a community center that meets our older adults' needs, and there's a teen center there. And he proposed renaming it after Dr. Thomas J. Clark. Dr. Clark had an instrumental role in helping secure all this property, so it became an open space and developed park to meet the needs of the community. So, and then more recently, over at the El Dorado Library, Renee Simon was recognized for her equally instrumental role in helping make sure this space was preserved for legacy value of the community. So, in terms of education, even though we have signs around the pond, he emphasized the fact that we shouldn't be feeding the waterfowl and the ducks in particular. They'll find their way. And also, it should be stated, in terms of the director voice to the community, there's no fishing allowed. Although, as soon as the fence came down, we had 3 gentlemen out here fishing, and there's no fish in the pond. But we have a casting pond over in Recreation Park. You can practice there. And there is 2 stock ponds in El Dorado Park East. So there is fishing available, just not here. And it should also not need to be said, but no swimming. It's posted on our park rules. But, on a hot summer day and maybe a new family to the community may not recognize that. So just some of the important boundaries for park etiquette here in our park. But there's so much happening. We welcome management assistants to the city yesterday. Our bureau managers got to meet them. We gave them a tour. But when you go through El Dorado Park, it actually has like a cross section of everything we do: golf course, disc golf, tennis, pickleball, basketball, soccer, rugby, football, baseball, all those things. So we're really proud of what this park has to offer. And I'm so pleased with the crowd, the turnout today. I think it does reflect how much the community appreciates and loves their parks. Also, there's a gentleman in the neighborhood, and I can't remember his name. This was like 22 months ago. He said, "Hey, Brent, when the duck pond's finalized, I have an idea. Let's create a Friends of the Duck Pond. We can have volunteers, kind of meet school groups, give a little docent walks around the pond, keep an eye on it. When we see something, we can say something." I thought, brilliant. So I lost track of him, but if that idea sparks anybody's interest, we would love to create a Friends of the El Dorado Duck Pond. And I think there'll be a lot of champions that will line up behind that idea. So I wanted to mention that. I also probably have forgotten to recognize a bunch of other people, but whatever, it was at Clemente or Orlando, whoever went back and got the gasoline, let's give that person a big shout out to allow our program to go forward. All right. So I mentioned the collegial nature. We are one city, but we are one team. We have cross-department initiatives galore. When the mayor set this vision for Elevate 28, we have like $750 million, billion with the B, projects in the next 5 years that are going to advance a huge array of great community improvements. And our department, Parks, Recreation, Marine, works very closely and effectively with all of our partners over at Public Works. I know I mentioned Eric Lopez earlier as the director, but I want to welcome to the microphone Marilyn Sarakas, and she's going to share with you a couple things about Public Works involvement. So welcome, Marilyn.
Hi, everybody. My name's Marilyn Sarakas. I'm a bureau manager with Public Works. My team oversees a lot of the capital improvement projects for the city. So that means seeing a project through design, entitlements, development, and then construction. This one was particularly fun when we started construction. The designing and entitlements part of this project actually started over 10 years ago. And when we finally tried to bid the project, we realized we needed more money. So thank you. The mayor recognized all the different funding sources that came together to make this possible. And then we found a contractor. So I want to shout out LA Engineering. LA Engineering's still here on site. They've been here for over 21 months. They're ready to see this wrap up as well. But most of you guys probably remember the last 2 winters were historic winters, right? More rain than we're used to getting here in Southern California. So we actually emptied out the duck pond 4 different times. So it was in the scope of work to drain the duck pond, dredge the duck pond, take all that duck poop out, clean it up. And really the goal of this project is water quality and water conservation. So in addition to cleaning up the actual pond itself, we created wetlands, forebays, buffer zones that weren't there before, and then the new walkway you see. The previous duck pond, the walkway was right up against the edge, the shoreline of the pond, and you may or not, you may remember the uplift, how hard it was to navigate. So when you're here now, we do want to keep that buffer zone for the animals between the space that we're using and the pond itself. But the other big exciting part of this from the design and implementation was now the duck pond water will be better quality because we have connected this to the golf course. So water coming in, this is a local drainage basin. So when it rains a lot, water's coming in from the golf course, the surrounding roads, in through a storm drain system into the duck pond. So that water has everything that it picked up along the way, right? Brake dust, dirt, everything like that. The system that we have now allows for that the debris to settle in the forebay and then come into the duck pond and then go through our pump station, which is right over there. In addition to just pumping the water to the golf course, we're actually treating the water. So now the water that comes in becomes reclaimed water that has a second use for irrigating the golf course. And that was a big effort. Most of you are local. You saw the fence line. It went all the way down along Willow, over 4,000 feet that we had to of irrigation piping that we had to put in to tie that into the golf course. So that allows the golf course to have a more reliable source of reclaimed water, rely less on potable water, and then turn over the water quality in the pond. So really exciting. Yeah, it was a great project. It was a labor of love for sure. I did want to just ask if there's any kids in the audience, if we've got anybody from Cubberley out there. Any Cubberley kids out there? Yeah? Do we got any Tincher Tigers here today? Yeah? Okay, I just have to share, I'm a mom of 2. My kids go to Tincher. I had the privilege of bringing my daughter's class, she's in 4th grade now, here for field trips in 2022, 2023, and 2024. In 2022, we came and we looked at the existing conditions. And it was amazing. They were 2nd graders at the time. They saw the issues I brought up firsthand, and they were like, yes, we can see the need for improvement. So they knew what was going on when the fences went up, and I was able to bring them back in 2023, show them the progress, and then again this year as we were getting close to finishing. And one of the things that was so cool about that is I every time I did the field trip, I would ask the question to the kids, do you know who owns this space? Who owns this land? And they would all look at me with wide eyes and be like, no, we don't know. And I tell them, you do. This is a community space. And I've learned from living in the community and working here so closely over the last couple years, this is a beloved community space. When I'm here, any given day, I'm here working, I'm here checking up on things. I meet residents who have been coming to here for 45 plus years. I meet multi-generational families who are here. And I just want to emphasize that this is a community space. And really, like Brent said, we all have an obligation to keep it inviting, not only for the community and our visitors, but also the animals that have made this their home. So this really is a habitat. So please do not litter. Please don't feed the animals. Please don't fish. Respect the habitat buffer here. When we replanted, we did all California natives. That's why they have cages here, because some of our geese really want to eat those new planted birds. So we're protecting those. We have a very intensive maintenance period to keep this habitat let this habitat establish and thrive. So please, be a part of that. Enjoy the space, respect it, and I think everyone's going to have a really good time here. I know I have been enjoying it out here, and I think our animal lovers can tell you there is countless number of birds that have made this space their home, and also the other wildlife. So that's why it's really important that we maintain the habitat island and the fountain for water quality, but also as part of that habitat. So if you're a animal that lays your nest on the ground, you don't want to do that out in the middle, because a coyote, a raccoon, a possum can come and get it. So they lay their nests out on the habitat island. So it's a really important part of the habitat we've created as a whole. I'm going to end up with just some shout outs to my team. I already recognize LA Engineering, our general contractor. Thank you. Thank you for hanging in there with us. I wanted to say thank you to my inspector, Trevor from Twining. Thank you, Trevor. I wanted to say thank you to my construction manager, Marvin from SOMAS and the SOMAS team. Thank you. In addition to our general contractor, we hired a lot of additional subs. Some of you were following along with the animal relocation. When we drained the pond the first time, we removed 400 turtles and over 200 fish. All of those were relocated, and all of those had to go through cleaning, quarantine, making sure they were safe, making sure we weren't spreading diseases before they were relocated. And this is another fun fact I like to share. I don't know if people know there was koi fish in this pond, but now our koi fish that were here, like you would see over at the Japanese garden at the university, they're now living happily at Knott's Berry Farm. So if you see those, you'll know they're Long Beach koi fish. But anyways, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for the support. I know you'll be back out here, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Marilyn. Wow, what a great journey to get from what it was to what it is now. So before and after pictures will be priceless. So we'd like to invite everyone who spoke today to come back up, and all those kids that are enjoying summer break. Why don't you come forward? Mayor Richardson's going to lead us in ribbon cutting with the world's largest pair of scissors, which my mother told me don't run with these. So Mayor Richardson, I'm going to hand these off to you.